Hello everybody, Dibz here, and today I have a Tracer guide for you on how to improve your aim while playing Tracer. I'm going to be going over a few things like sensitivity and just some drills that allow you to practice your aiming and allow you to be more consistent when it comes to aiming for your, trying to kill your opponents. So the first thing I really want to talk about is sensitivity. Right now my sensitivity is, if I remember correctly, it's going to be at 6 right here. It's going to be at 6, and I just found out that horizontal and vertical sensitivity have nothing to do with PC. So ignore everything that I said about, horizontal and vertical sensitivity. But the main thing you really want to worry about is, this one right here, and also your in-game or your desktop sensitivity. Because let's say, like I'm gonna go to my desktop and show you what I mean. So if you go to Control Panel, you actually can find your mouse. Go to buttons or pointer options, and right here it says this pointer speed. This also affects your sensitivity as well. I have it at the 6th tick, and you want to turn off enhanced pointer precision. What this is called mouse acceleration. And if you don't know, mouse acceleration is what it is that it increases the amount that you turn based on how fast you turn your mouse. So that's really bad, because then every time, let's say you want to turn really quickly, it's going to be different from when you turn really slowly, and that is going to be inaccurate most of the time, and is going to be inconsistent. So you definitely want to have mouse acceleration off. Turn this off, okay, for sure. Like a lot of people from different games talk about that, how important that is. And I came from CS:GO. I came from a CS:GO background, and people always tell me to turn it off. And once I turned that off, I realized how much better my aim was. So make sure you keep that off. And yes, my my sensitivity is at 6. That's what I use, and I use it at the 6th tick. So easy to remember, 6 and 6 as a mouse pointer in your control panel. All right, so let's go over DPI. Now, DPI is something that not all mouses have. So now if you have this kind of mouse, which is a gaming mouse, it's the Logitech G602. Most of these gaming mice or mouses, whatever, they have DPI. So how do you adjust your DPI? Well, most of the gaming mouses that you have this program, and a program that comes with it, like a CD or a disc. What you can do is you can install whatever's on the disc, and you get something like this, okay? It'll be a program, and you open it, and once you open it, it tells you all of this stuff here that you can adjust. And what you really want to do is look for pointer settings or some kind of like sensitivity that you can change. And right now I am at 1000 DPI. This is how you change it. You can go up and down. You can also increase the amount that each of these little tiny buttons on the side do. Some of them increase the your sensitivity every time you push it, and you can adjust the amount that each button pushes. But I never change my sensitivity. But that's just me. I never change it. I don't find a point to. And yeah, I mean, I have it at 1000, and this is what sensitivity is, or what DPI is. Now, if you don't have any DPI on your mouse, I honestly do not know the default that every mouse is at. So it's going to be a little hard for you to get the same amount of sensitivity that I have. But other than that, I'm going to go over exactly how you can figure out your best sensitivity without DPI, and also just an overall what best fits you instead of my own settings. All right, so that's sensitivity. Now let's talk about how to use that sensitivity and figure out what's best for you. So right now, when I'm swiping to the right, that is pretty much what you want to get used to doing. You want to be able to do that and go around 180 degrees. So every time you do a swipe, it's around 180 degrees. Swipe 180 degrees. Swipe 180 degrees. Swipe left around 180 degrees. Swipe right 180 degrees. Swipe left 180 degrees. Swipe right 180 degrees. So that's when you know your sensitivity is good. That the point is that you want to be able to do this without letting go or picking up your mouse. You're doing a 180 right here, right? You're doing a 180 around a target, and you're not picking up your mouse. If you don't pick up your mouse, you're able to be consistent. So what happens if I need to pick up my mouse, right? And I'm still moving, my accuracy goes off. So you want to, just make sure your sensitivity is like this. If you're able to do this, then your sensitivity is good, okay? Now, the next thing you want to practice is doing that, but farther distance. So when you move left and right, you want to keep your crosshair on the target's head as much as possible. This is one way to practice and make your muscles or your hands more consistent. And it's like practice, you know. If you do this enough times, your body will get used to it, and you pretty much go left and right, and you try to trick your mouse into thinking it's, you know, moving in different directions, and try to make your arm or make your wrist adjust to the target. That's how you practice aiming, right? Pretend this is a moving target. It's just like a real life target, right? If you can keep your head, your crosshair on the target's head, that means your accuracy is pretty good. And you want to do it from farther away as well, because you're going to be farther away sometimes, and you want to keep your crosshair on that target, right? And that's how you practice your accuracy, honestly. This is when you first start off, of course, because this is a stationary target. Once you're able to get this down and you feel comfortable moving forward and back, and you're able to keep your mouse on this target, you want to move on to moving targets. So just basically go this, and you can switch to that one too, and like that, and just switch to this one, and like that. And also, along with that, you want to be able to have a sensitivity where you flick towards another target, like that. Like that. Practice doing that. Make sure your arm gets very used to it. And if you can do it, and you can aim at that other target's head consistently, that means you are very used to your sensitivity, right? It doesn't matter how far you are, right? So as long as you keep practicing this, your muscle memory will be really good. So you want to do it when you're far, when you're close, because there's going to be multiple targets around you, right? Just in case something comes around the corner, you're able to shoot them down and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what you want to start off with. If you feel comfortable with that, you want to move on to moving targets. So this is a little bit more difficult, of course, and same thing. You want to stick to a target, and when it's moving, you want to try to keep your crosshair on the target as much as you can. Now this is really hard because this target is moving in different directions, and you don't want to kill it, of course, because if you kill it, you won't have a target. But you can. Once you start off, you do it when there's no. You start off with one target, and then you can move on to another target once you feel more comfortable doing this. Okay, so just follow its head, and this will help you be more accurate when you're trying to aim. Just imagine you're shooting, right? If you're shooting and this target is moving, that's how you keep your accuracy up. So you want to go forward, back. Just make sure you keep your target on that target, or keep your reticle on that target's head as much as you can. Of course, nobody's perfect, as you can see right now. I mean, I can't even keep up with it sometimes, but you want to at least be on that target most of the time. My accuracy right now is about 40%. It's all right for Tracer, not too bad. And just keep doing this back and forth, and you can switch to another target, you know, go back and forth. As long as you're keeping it on its head for most of the time, and you feel comfortable with it, you can start shooting targets like this. I missed that like crazy. But yes, just go like this, back and forth, and try to stick onto the target while you're moving. Go back and forth, go left and right, stick to the target, and just keep trying to kill it in one clip. If you can kill it in one clip, that means you're pretty decent at it already. I mean, not of course if you're like right in front of its face, but if you can chase it down and kill it in one clip, like consistently, then you're ready to start blinking around. So this is a very good way to practice. This is what I normally do to train and warm up whenever I start playing Overwatch, or before I start playing. See, look at that. He switched targets or switched directions. This is actually a pretty good way to start practicing. So you just keep doing that back and forth. You go to another target, go left and right, you know, back and forth. And even better, you can go straight past it and do a 180 and see if you can get it. So that's really good practice, because you'll be blinking back and forth a lot of the times, and you'll be doing a lot of 180s. And this is the paramount, or the perfect example of figuring out whether or not you're ready, or if you're decent at aiming. If you can do a straight 180s and be at a target. So try doing that. Run past the target. You can. I didn't know I could actually go through it. Go straight to the target and just try to kill it again. So once you're done doing that or practicing that while you are not blinking, try to do that while you're blinking. So now to start off with blinking first, you want to do it on a non-moving target, because this is the most important part, as it's, you know, blinking is her main skill, and you want to be able to aim while doing that. So first, make sure that you can do this. You know, keep your crosshair on the target's head. Next, you start blinking. So what happens if you blink left? Right, the target's going to be on your right now, all right? And you want to make sure, like I said in my guide, you want to be able to automatically adjust your aim without you having to realize what's on the screen. So let's say I do this automatically, right? It looks like that, right? This is how it looks like automatically. But what happens if it's not automatic? If I go like this, like, oh, where's the target? It's over there. There's gonna be a lot of trouble trying to readjust. So if you go like this, where's the target? It's over there. Like, where's the target? Over there. Where's the target? Over there. So making automatic like that, it's something that you have to train yourself to do when you play Tracer. That's one of the best, what was it? Not one of the, it is one of the best examples of figuring out how good your aim is. So doing it automatically, just go like that, boom. If you can keep your crosshair on the target, it's very good. And also, of course, if you're farther away, you know, if you're farther away, you need to turn your mouse less, like that. I wish I had more cooldowns or less cooldowns, but like that. And if you're close, you have to turn a lot more drastically. I'm better at turning it closer than I am at farther away, actually. So, like that. Just do that one couple of times. If you still find that your aim is a little bit off and you're not even in the same general direction, just keep practicing. It's natural for you to start off like this. It's really hard to get down, but once you start doing it very often, imagine you're blinking constantly like this, watch. So if you have like this, one, like that, and you're turning it like that. So even then, I was not very good at keeping it on the target, but it was at least in the general direction. You don't want to be doing this blinking around like, where's my target? It's over there. You want to be actually aiming in the general direction, right? So it all has to become automatic. It can't be something that you're trying to figure out on your screen. That's what I went over when I was talking about my previous guide. So once you can do that, you can start blinking left and right on stationary targets and consistently. So that's pretty good already. So you want to get up to like this. So where your crosshair is kind of close to the head already, right? Just do that and do that. Okay. So once you do that on stationary targets, start doing it on moving targets. So it's the same idea, except for this is going to be a lot harder because these are moving around in circles, right? So just do that, and you can start shooting them too if you really want to. And this helps you a lot because it actually tells you you can practice on how to like dodge around corners like that. Okay, you don't want to be blinking into corners or blinking into walls, and that's why these things are here to help you, so you can maneuver more easily and you know where your surroundings are. So just keep doing that. Blink, move. So like blink, shoot the target, blink around this entrance. You don't know where the target is, like that. Just go back and forth. Blink with the target's over there. Where's the blink? So like right now, the target's on the left side. I know I'm going to blink left. I'm going to have to aim to the right a little bit, right? Just like the other one or the other practice when the targets weren't moving, but now they're moving. So I would say this is decent aiming already that I'm being able to do. Not too bad. And yeah, once you're able to do this consistently on moving targets, you can just practice. Go back and forth, blink left, blink right. And then sometimes you want to do double blinks as well, because you want to juke your target. Let's say this person's looking at you, you blink left, they start to turn to you, and you can blink right again and blink behind in another direction. So then they can track you easily. So that's what you do. You go like, where's the target? I need one target that's out here. So you blink left, you blink right, and you blink like that. So this also helps you get used to how fast or how near you will be to your target when you blink. Okay, so that's also another important thing you want to talk about or that you want to know, because let's say you are really close to the target or like this, right? You definitely have to do a 180. But what happens if you're kind of far from the target? Come on, like this, right? You won't have to do a 180 to continue shooting. So knowing the distance of your blink is very important as well while training and shooting at the same time. So let's try blinking and doing a 180 as well. So blink 180, like that. That's what you want to do. Blink, that, and you do a blink 180. So knowing where you're going to be able to blink to is very nice. You can also blink in front of your target as well. You know, blink like this, blink sideways, or what was it? Diagonally. Diagonally works as well. All right. So just continually practice that. Do a lot of jumping back and forth, like that. Jumping helps a lot too because it makes you a harder target to hit, and also it makes you closer to the, makes you level with their head. I don't know if that really does anything, but the main part is being a harder target to hit. It's a little bit different when you're jumping though, because you're always jumping in the same direction. You can't change directions right away. You slowly, let's say you jump to the right, you make a left, you don't automatically start going in that direction. Okay, you slow down and you start going in the other direction as well. Okay, so practice that over and over and over and over, until you get the hang of it and you start killing your targets very, very easily. Double blink. And make sure you have enough room on your mouse or room on your mouse pad to be able to do this. That's the important part. Because if you run out of mouse space, like what happens like this, all right? Oops. If you run out of mouse space, then you're screwed. You're just gonna be staring at nothing and they're gonna be able to take you out. Okay. So next I wanna go over recalling. So whenever you recall, of course, you know you're gonna go back to a place that you were 3 seconds ago. Now, aiming is really important when you use your recall because whenever you change your locations, you're gonna have to remember where your original target was, and you wanna be able to snap towards that target. So that's when it is important for you to know how to do this snapping movement or snapping aiming and know where your target is. So let's say I was here, blah, 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 I'm gonna recall 3 seconds ago, I wanna snap, right? I wanna snap in a certain direction. Being able to know what orientation you're moving is super important because let's say I am going this way, right? And I am like this. Okay, I know I'm going completely straight the entire time, and I know when I recall, I'm gonna be facing this way. All right, so knowing where you're facing when you recall can help you. I mean, most of the time I don't remember exactly. I know what I know sometimes on the general location on which direction I'm facing. So I was 3 seconds ago to the left, so I'm gonna face to the right. So that helps you as well on your aiming, so you know where to snap your crosshair to whenever you come back. So that's another tip that I have. It takes a little bit more practice, it's a little bit harder. It's more strategic than all the other ones, but if you can snap towards your target, it's very helpful. Now that's about aiming with your guns. Now let's talk about aiming with your ultimate. It's almost the same thing as blinking left and right with your sticky bomb. Let's see. The most important part is knowing how far your blink is. So how many blinks is it going to take for me to get to that target in front of me and throw my ultimate? Probably 2 blinks. 1, 2, and I'm right here, right in front of where this target used to be. Right now it's going to be about 1, I can throw it. So that is the most important part, I would say. Knowing how far each blink is, because you don't want it, if you blink too far, you're going to be like, oh crap, where's the target, right? It's going to be in the middle of, it's going to be out of your sight and you're going to waste your ultimate. And yeah, just do that. Practice. Where's that target? 1, 2. Boom, like that. Okay. Continuously blink. These are the best targets, I would say, to not start off with, but to help you with. Let me go to the other one after I get my ultimate. Let's go back this way. So let's start off with these. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to be able to see how far your blink will be. You want to estimate it correctly. So let's say I'm going to estimate it takes about 2 blinks to get here, but I know that this is actually less than 2 blinks. If I blink twice, I'm going to be behind the target, right behind the target. Or actually, it's pretty much perfect. So it's pretty close, but you want to be directly in front of the target right when you use your ultimate, or to the side. You want to know that, right? So let's say you know you're going to be on the side, turn to the right, and then you throw your ultimate. Blink left like that, throw your ultimate. That's where this turning before you aim or readjust is the most important part when it comes to throwing your ultimate. That's the hardest part. Now, before you actually start doing that, I forgot to mention, you want to change your ultimate ability to shift instead of Q. You can have Q in case sometimes you forget that it's shift, but the thing is, what happens if you are busy moving towards the left and you need to use your ultimate? So this is what it's going to look like. You're moving towards the left and you need to use your ultimate all of a sudden. What happens? You let go of your left mouse button. You let go of your A. Okay, if you use your fourth finger, if you use this finger to use your ultimate for Q, you're gonna let go of that and you're gonna stop moving in that direction. This makes it really inaccurate because what happens if your target is moving towards the left? You can't move left anymore because you're letting go and pushing Q, and that throws you off really bad. And I learned that because somebody in chat or somebody in the channel suggested that I use it turn shift into my ultimate ability instead of Q, or you can have both. So what this does is it allows you to go left at the same time and throw your ultimate. So that makes it very useful because you can start throwing it when you're going in this direction. That is very helpful. I mean, I found a new world pretty much. It's a lot easier for me to aim, and my sticking accuracy has gone up like crazy ever since I did it. So you can throw it, you can move that. But of course, I mean, you change direction. But yeah, just make sure that you change your button. That's one important tip that I have. So make sure you just gain all your ultimates back and forth and blink So let's say this target's here. You want to blink and throw it. Okay, stuck. So just practice on these. This is really quick for you to gain your ultimate very, very quickly. Because of course you can get a lot of headshots. You can whack too if you want. This is a good place to practice your whacking too. Just keep whacking, blink, whack, blink, whack, blink, whack. Yeah, that's very useful. So this is the drill that I normally do. So this is what it's going to look like. You can see me just blinking back and forth, killing a lot of these targets. And just, you know, just continuously kill all these targets. And it's really good. It's a huge warm-up, and it's pretty close, I would say, to what normal targets would be, except for these are bigger targets. And you want to be able to do this whenever you are warming up. Blink, kill targets, throw your ultimate, stick them, go to the next target, back and forth, keep jumping, jump, jump. Make sure you're a hard target to hit, keep blinking, back and forth, like that. This may seem a little intense at first, but that's how it's supposed to be. You want to blink left and right, pretend these are real targets, and they're shooting at you, and continuously blink left and right, backwards too, and don't kill yourself with your ultimate like that. That's something you don't want to do. And also, the thing about this is I should have said this before, but one important thing is blinking backwards. So when you blink backwards, I talked about blinking forwards, but not backwards. So when you blink backwards, you don't really have to adjust your aim very much, but just realize that the target's going to be farther away. And you can also blink backwards and to the left, backwards to the right as well if you're trying to escape / gain distance. So that's very useful as well. Make sure you keep your accuracy high. Throw nades like that, back and forth. And I know this is a pretty long video of just watching me do this, but I want to be able to show exactly what I do to warm up. I think that's the best way for me to show you guys exactly how I am able to keep my crosshair on these targets or on in-game targets. And the main thing, you also want to be able to predict how enemy movements are, because a lot of people like to jump around like this, right? They jump up and down. What I typically do is when I aim, I go like this. You see me, I always aim like that. I aim up and down, up and down, up and down, because I'm predicting them to jump up and down. So when I jump up and down, you also want to be aiming for their head. What happens when you jump? Your crosshair has to be a little bit lower. So you automatically want to be able to push your crosshair downwards just a little bit whenever you jump. Because what happens if you go like this? If you aim for the head and you jump, you miss a few headshots. And that's really important, because if you go like this, they just die in one clip instead. And that could have been, the shots could have just killed them. And a lot of Lucios, a lot of Mercies jump around like crazy. You know that. And it's really hard for you to hit them. So if you automatically aim your crosshair up and down just slightly, you can get a few of those extra body shots that would have missed them because they were jumping. Yeah, I would say that is pretty much everything. I went through almost every single idea that I do when I practice. Blinking through a wall, blinking to the left on walls, or blinking left and right behind walls, making sure your targets are there. Snapping to your targets like this, right? Snapping to different targets as well. Doing 180s very easily. You want to do that very comfortably in both directions. And blinking while shooting, blinking while throwing your nades, and changing your shift or your ultimate to your Q. I would say that's about it for everything. And I hope you guys like this video. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to doing. It's really good practice. I warm up for about 10 minutes, and it may take a little bit longer for you guys if you're just starting off with this. But I would recommend you guys do this before every session of Overwatch. It's very helpful. It's helped me a lot. This is what I did when I first started playing. I played with these bots, honestly, until I got really comfortable with my aiming. And I was like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable. And after I just jumped in the game, and I was like, oh, I did pretty well. It helps. So yeah, I know this was a pretty exhaustive video of me doing the same thing over and over again, but I really just wanted to get the point across. This is what I do. And yeah, if you guys find this helpful, first of all, I want you guys to try this out and see how it goes. For those of you who asked for me to make this guide, try it out. Let me know if it helped you at all. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, of course. And I think this will definitely help a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys have come to me figuring out or asking why or how I'm able to do that, and this is what I do, okay? And that's your answer. Practice, practice, practice. I didn't start off Overwatch, being able to aim at targets that are moving up and down. I had to practice. I spent a lot of time in the training area and figuring out how to challenge myself. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this guide, if it helped you at all. And I'll be happy to hear a lot of your results, whether it was a waste of time or if it actually helped you guys. So yeah, any kind of comments are really nice, and please just let me know. I want to get some feedback. So if anything else, thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll always catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.